Welcome in, welcome back. We're the Real Selection Committee. My name's Mike. This is Greg, and we're here for after Week 7. I think probably the best weekend as yet. I mean, what a crazy weekend. Now we got a little shift in the Big Ten here. We got and then the SEC. Who knows what's going on in the SEC? I mean, every weekend and week out, these teams it's a big battle. Key matchups. I mean, it's so hard to predict the SEC, who's going to come out of the SEC for that SEC championship or even make it into the playoffs. You think one team's in there and then the next they get beat. Yep. So hard to predict.
3 weeks in a row of really good college football, and yesterday did not disappoint.
No.
It was essentially a knockdown week in the Big Ten.
A knockdown.
All the teams were like right underneath or above each other in them games, and most of them were spectacular games. Few surprises. I think I know what happened with Penn State. When they went to UCLA last week, obviously they were put into the UCLA locker room, and UCLA went into Penn State's. And because these coaches don't have these kids long enough, they assume they were the real team.
Right.
Because since that, UCLA has looked like what we thought Penn State would be, and Penn State has looked like what we thought UCLA was.
Right. I think they locked the door and they couldn't get out. So, yeah. But, that's crazy. And then now Penn State went ahead and fired James Franklin. So, who are they going to get to coach is the big question for Penn State's program right now. They lost Drew Aller, so Penn State is reeling big time.
Double whammy.
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty much out of the race here.
Yeah.
They're
done.
Forget about Penn State as a team to make it into the playoffs or anywhere else. So, crazy.
Now, I would have thought they'd wait till the end of the year.
Yeah.
I understand that the emotions are high, and the team, but can we hold the team responsible for some things? You're playing Northwestern, guys.
Yeah.
Do you need a coach to beat Northwestern?
Right.
Not to disrespect Northwestern. I know it's stupid to say because I just did, but I'm not trying to disrespect Northwestern. I'm trying to show the respect we had for Penn State. This is not just James Franklin or the coach's fault. The players got to be held accountable for that.
Well, you got to look at it. UCLA. I mean, they fired everybody and then they go and win. They go beat Penn State.
That ain't happening at Penn State.
But, there's a couple other coaches on the hot seat. Florida State's Norvell. He could be one, like you said, Luke Fickell for Wisconsin. But not much talking about that. But, that's interesting that they fired James Franklin. But let's recap this crazy weekend. Biggest one on the slate there was obviously number 7 Indiana and number 3 Oregon. What a big matchup that was here. Indiana's for real, folks. Yeah. I think Fernando Mendoza just put his name on top of the list as a Heisman winner here. I mean, he looked phenomenal in this game. They were able to move the ball on Oregon's defense. Yeah. I mean, what a great game.
I believe people, we said last year Indiana was a good team and everybody laughed. Everybody was laughing at Indiana, but they laid the groundwork last year for what they're doing this year. And if you haven't been paying attention in class, folks, they just took down Oregon. Oregon is one of the best top 5 teams in the country everybody had for last week. Wasn't too much debating it. And they destroyed Illinois, which is another really good quality football team.
Yeah.
Quit doubting them. They held a 326 to 267. They held Oregon to 267 yards, and they held an advantage in total yards of 326 to 267. Oregon's got a really good football team, folks. So quit doubting Indiana. We tried to tell you.
Yeah. And what you came in the beginning of the year talking about Indiana's defense, how they have some All-Americans on there, all Big Ten studs. The defensive side is for real here. Yeah. And like you said, they pretty much stifled any movement that Oregon was trying to get in this game here. I mean, it was what a great matchup that was. Fun game here. Now we got Oregon dropping down and Indiana jumps up there. They're probably right behind Ohio State here.
And now the key is, how will Oregon react to this? Mm-hmm. Will this throw them into a funk like the loss to Oregon through Penn State into a funk? Mm-hmm. Or will Oregon say, you know what? They got us. We got a shot at seeing them later. Let's handle business.
Yeah.
That's going to be the interesting thing to watch going forward.
Yeah, yeah. Another game to talk about was Ohio State and Illinois here, right? Ohio State, they definitely look like the number one team in the country. I mean, Julian Sayin is starting to get better every week.
Yes.
The progress he is doing here is he's throwing downfield more. He's putting the ball right where he needs to put it, and he's making good decision makings. You know, if it's not deep, he checks it down, hits his running backs, hits, the tight end. Claire's starting to show up here for him. Jeremiah Smith isn't always down the field far. He can cut him up and throw a short pass to him and make him do things here. Ohio State's looking great. Now, on the other hand, Illinois is another team here that where's this putting them as far as the schedule and, playoff consideration, Big Ten?
I don't think it hurts them too awful bad because they didn't play terrible. They made some mistakes. The Buckeyes had some short fields. Right?
Turnovers were a big key. Yes.
But the Buckeyes took advantage of those with touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So, the Buckeyes' overall total yardage wasn't very high, but that's because they had short fields. But they took advantage of those short fields. And Illinois is a good football team.
Yeah.
They got a good veteran-based team, and the Buckeyes took advantage of it. I don't want to say they dominated Illinois, but the game was really never in doubt.
Right.
But on the flip side of this, I don't think you can look at Illinois and say, oh, they're trash. They hung in there a little bit. They made it close towards the end instead of just folding up like a cheap tent. Mm-hmm. And I know Illinois has a really bad loss to Indiana, but I think Indiana just showed you people how good they are.
Right.
So we'll see what happens to Illinois. It might put them behind the 8 ball. They're going to need Oregon to go into the tank. And they're going to need Michigan to continue on the woe is me ways. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. Don't forget USC now. USC could throw a monkey wrench in for them.
They looked very good. Ohio State, the defense. This defense could be better than last year's defense. They're flying around, creating turnovers. 3 takeaways, created 21 points for Ohio State.
Yes.
So this team, if you're out there doubting that this team is the number one team in the country, I think you're all wrong. They are deserving of that.
Well, the one thing for Illinois, I said at the beginning of the year they have the best offensive line in the country. Mm-hmm. Okay, the only teams that have stifled Illinois, Indiana, which I told you was the highest ranked defense in my preseason work, and Ohio State, who we have seen may be even better.
Right.
So they held the Illinois to 47 yards rushing.
Yes.
So enough talk about, Ohio State's overrated. No, they're rated. I think they're underrated and they're number one in the country.
Yeah.
Because everybody doubts them. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
To this point, they're the best.
Yeah. Another game we'll talk about here is the Red River rivalry here. Oklahoma and Texas. Mm-hmm. Now, in the predictions, you went with Oklahoma based on John Mateer coming back. I went with Texas, but I was leery with John Mateer coming back. I was thinking Oklahoma was a team, but I thought Texas is going to show up. But this is a team you got to be scared of playing because they have so much potential. Great defense, good offense. I said the one thing you got to get going is Manning. You get Manning comfortable, this team is, you better watch out. Yeah. They could contend and beat anyone. You don't want to put them on your schedule. This Texas team is a tough customer.
Yeah.
So, I think it was a huge win for Texas.
Yes.
A scary loss for Oklahoma because their schedule's brutal. Yeah. I don't know how this tailspin's going to happen here. Are they going to stop it, or are they going to continue down, Oklahoma?
Well, the interesting thing about this game, if Texas plays their best football, they're one of the best teams in the country. Would you say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would say as well.
I wouldn't hesitate.
Oklahoma had 3 turnovers against this Texas team. Now we have a Texas sighting. They show up again in a game where I didn't believe they would. My feeling was Oklahoma was going to beat them because I had lost all faith in Texas.
Yeah.
Mateer had 3 interceptions, which was Oklahoma's 3 turnovers, which really helped Texas, but Texas took advantage of it by scoring. Texas gets a really good win. This could put them back on track. They're 4-2 now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not out of it by any stretch.
Yeah.
We'll see where this goes. And for Oklahoma, hey, Mateer was hurt. He's been out 2 weeks. Maybe a little bit of rust, a little bit of worked up over this.
Right.
I don't think we should, kick Oklahoma out and say they're no good, but this does hurt Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that. I mean, to me, I think Texas is in the driver's seat right now. They control their own destiny. Teams they got to play here are right in front of them. And if they show up as this Texas, they can win games and get back into this
Certainly.
SEC title contention and playoff contention here.
Oh,
I kind of jumped back on that wagon a little bit after watching this team and the way they move the ball. On the other side, Oklahoma can quickly recover because I'm really excited this defense is stout. I mean, this defense is tough.
Yeah.
And they can get back in the mix here.
Sure.
Their schedule's a little more tougher than Texas going down the rest of the season here. But that was another great game. It was fun to watch, even though or Texas pretty much put them out the bed early with a 23-6 score here.
Yeah.
But what a good game.
SEC football. You never know what's going to happen week to week in that conference.
Yeah, yeah. Another SEC school game we'll stay in with was Alabama and Missouri. I'm starting to see that the big giant's awake now. I think Alabama is kind of awake here. Missouri's a great team, good team. I got a little more respect watching this game for Missouri because up to that I didn't really think they were challenged by anyone coming in undefeated. But, man, I think this Ty Simpson for Alabama is another guy that's in that Heisman voting right now. He's throwing the ball all over the schoolyard, as we would say. But Alabama's, I think, in the mix here. Again.
Oh, absolutely. And if I'm an Alabama fan, I am both really happy, but I'm a little concerned that Alabama jumped out in front of them, looked like they were going to run away with it, and then they kind of stalled and let Missouri come. Now, I don't want to say they stalled. Missouri got back into this game, but Alabama, last year they found a way to lose these games. They won this game.
Yes.
So this is a game where I gained respect for both of these teams because, I've been really hard on Missouri the last couple of years. Yeah. Missouri played their butts off against an Alabama team that we both agree has the highest ceiling of any SEC team.
Yeah.
So it was a great game. Turnovers didn't play a factor. Penalties didn't play a factor. Alabama was just a slightly better team on this afternoon.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you on that one here. Yeah. But, yeah, I really like the Ty Simpson here. I think he's the missing link to this Alabama. They are a throwing team now here instead of the ground and pound team. They move the ball down the field pretty nicely with him throwing the ball.
Well, if you recall, a lot of people thought Ty Simpson was a joke when they lost to Florida State. But this kid has responded since that game and has played really good football. So we want to point that out. This kid's a good player.
Yeah. He's very good.
This Alabama team, watch out.
Yeah.
Looks like they have some focus this year.
Yeah, I agree. Another game that we talked about, we reviewed, is going to be USC and Michigan here. Michigan travels out to USC, and someone pulled down their pants and paddled their little butt in this game here. 31-13 here.
Yeah.
USC looked great in this game here. I think the quarterback, Jordan Maivia, looked good. And Micah Lemon, the receiver, is definitely a stud.
Oh, yes. Yes, he is. He's right there on par with Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah,
he
they
makes
hyped
some
him
great
up.
plays. The difference to me is Jeremiah Smith just being on the field opens things up for everybody else. But Mackay Lemon is what they were calling him in the game. I did see some of this one. He is an outstanding player. Comes up with some great receptions. Michigan, I know the Michigan fans are going to point to the fact that they lost Justice Haynes, which no doubt that was a bad
That was a bad
break for Michigan. USC lost their top running back yesterday,
They
and
did too.
their backup came in and ran for almost 200 yards, just 158. Excuse me,
King Miller, yeah.
King Miller, 158 yards rushing as the backup, and USC was missing 2 starting offensive linemen. So, but I'm not going to undersell Haynes missing because he has been Michigan's engine.
Yeah.
Even though Jordan Marshall is a quality running back in and of his own self.
Yeah.
USC was just clearly the better team on this day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say Michigan's done, they're bums. But on this day, as you said, USC paddled their butt.
Yes.
And
yeah.
What are you going to do?
Without a doubt, Haynes going out of the game hurt the game plan here for this game. But this is what they needed in a sense to show Bryce Underwood's skill and talent. But he is still not showing up. He's scared to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
He's a great runner. He can sneak out and run and move the chains and run. But I'm still needing to see this kid be able to throw the ball downfield, stretch the field, because if they don't, USC was coming up to the line of scrimmage and shutting down. Michigan's weapon was running the ball. They slowed down the run game here. So if Michigan has hopes to push a playoff run or anything else, they better get Bryce Underwood doing something because they're going to struggle.
He has flashes, but he is not near consistent enough. And this is a game where it came back to bite them because they fell behind and they were unable to come back. Yeah. Now, Underwood may be fine. He's just a freshman. We realize this. He's a young kid. But to your point, he just is not a passer. And, I guess the Michigan fans will have to come up with new stats to make themselves look good like they always do, come up with stats that nobody cares about.
Right.
But, great game. USC's a really good football team. We've been preaching for USC to get involved. They finally threw their hat in the table or in the mix. So.
In the ring, they threw their I think this is a coming out party for USC in the Big Ten here. I think this is a team that is going to contend to the upper tier teams here now. So that was a fun game.
Yeah.
Another big game in the SEC is Georgia Auburn. Georgia Auburn started out slow. I mean, this game was Auburn took the lead. They went up 10-zip on this game here, and then Georgia come back out on the second half and kind of started taking over in this game here. Just quickly, Georgia's that team, right? Are they the contenders? I mean, are they able to contend in the SEC, or are we going to drop them out? I know you're not a big fan of them, thinking that talent-wise they're not there yet.
Well, I have to change. They keep winning. Their only losses to Alabama in a close game. So, I mean, I don't think they're as good as Alabama. I don't think they're as good as Texas A&M, but they are in the mix for that playoff run. Auburn's a good quality football team. They keep losing, but they're losing a really good football team.
Yeah.
So this was a good game for both teams. Georgia ended up winning it. Not much else I can say about it.
Yeah, I mean, Gunnar Stockton's proven that he's a manageable, good quarterback that Georgia needs to stay in games, and he can win games. So they proved that they can win games with him. Was a question at the quarterback position here.
Yes.
Any other games we want to talk about here? Any mentions? Let's go anything in the Big 12, any shaping in the Big 12 that you see.
Well, how about Texas Tech clobbering Kansas? And there's a lot of you out there that go, it's Kansas. Kansas is a decent football team here, folks. And I'm going to tell you, Texas Tech is for real. They have just run through everybody they're playing. Okay? 42-17, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's running back had 263 yards rushing in this game.
Yeah.
Okay? They didn't have that great of a throwing game, but that kid lit it up.
Yeah.
And Kansas is a quality team. Texas Tech had 505 total yards in this game, folks. A 372 to 47 advantage in the rushing yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pure domination by Texas Tech. And you better watch out for Texas Tech. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
Oh, we've been on the Texas Tech. We've been beating their drum from the beginning of the season. This team is loaded. They brought in a bunch of guys from the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Good team here.
Yeah.
Another team, Big 12, I want to talk about here, Arizona State and Utah.
Oh.
Man, we were kind of high on Arizona State. They got smacked around here by Utah. Utah put up 42-10 in that game here. I'm almost thinking Utah is one of them border team playoff teams now. I think they got a very good shot.
Yes, this game, Texas Tech beat Utah earlier in the season, and I told you Utah. Well, Utah took Arizona State's pants down and paddled their butt. And I have to put Utah in there because the way it looks right now, Utah might be seeing Texas Tech again.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't lost complete respect for Arizona State because we both know these things happen in high-level football.
Yeah.
But, man, you got to be impressed with Utah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Any other teams you want to say watch out for, or how about a group of 5 team? Any? I watched the South Florida beat up on North Texas. You were kind of liking North Texas as a good team. I mean, not as a playoff contending team, but as a team that could cause fits for teams.
Yeah.
And South Florida, it was a tight game for a little while, and then South Florida just ran away. I think South Florida's that team here that you better watch out for. They're going to make the playoffs.
To be fair, one of the few things I've stated about this year that has actually come true is I did say South Florida was going to be a good football team.
Right.
And when we did our preseason work, in that I had noticed that North Texas had a lot of returning players, had a lot of talent. Seemed like they could be a pretty respectable group of 5 teams.
Sure.
I didn't think they were necessarily a playoff team, but I thought if things fell their way, maybe they could get into that AAC championship game. Mm-hmm. And for a little while, they were proving me right.
Yeah.
But South Florida proved me even more right when they just, here, it's the show of getting butts paddled. Because this game ended 63-36.
Right.
Good night.
Right, yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's going to do our recap. And we're going over Week 8 predictions. What a great Week 7 we had.
Yeah.
Week 8 looks like it's got some pretty great games on it, too. I'm excited about this week here. There's some great games.
There's great games in every week. We'll just wait and see what happens, folks.
Yeah. So we picked out 5 games here. We're going to go over and predict here. Give who's going to win and points. And so it'll be a little bit of fun. So let's dive into it here. Friday night matchup. We feel that is a very big matchup here. We got Louisville traveling to Miami, Florida here. The line is 13.5 with an over-under of 52.5 here. We were kind of liking Louisville coming into the season. Mm-hmm. Louisville's one of those teams in the ACC that's a trap game team here that you better watch out, because if you don't bring your A game, they can upset you and they can beat you. They're pretty good. They're a scary team here to play.
Louisville's a quality football team. We call them a major spoiler because this team is good enough to beat you. And, keep in mind, Miami's coming off a bye in this game. So Louisville could be primed to step in there and knock them off. Mm-hmm. Is Miami going to come in there thinking they're way better than Louisville? We'll find out. I think Miami's going to handle the business. What do you think before we give our score?
Yeah, so, the quarterback matchup, when you look at it, you got Miller Moss and Carson Beck. Carson Beck has been looking really good this year.
Yes.
I figured he was going to be a nice fill-in, but he's even exceeded those expectations as being a very good quarterback. I thought he was just one of the guys come in and fill in.
Right.
But he's doing really well.
Yeah.
Miami's offense is explosive. They're a tough team to slow down.
Yes, they are.
And then on the defensive side, they're a very good team that we questioned at the beginning of the season this year that did they do enough to make this team a good team?
Yeah.
This team defense is very good and shown up
Yes.
amazing. But you better not sleep here because
No.
Louisville's a good team here, and they could spoil your day here.
These are the games Louisville lives to play.
Right.
These players love these games. So,
All right. So the spread on that, like I said, is 13.5. Miami is favored in this game, obviously. To me, I think the biggest question mark in this game is Miami's defense. I think Miami's defense is going to cause fits all day long against Louisville.
yeah.
If you want me to give the prediction, I'm going Miami. Miami's going to beat them, and I think they're going to beat them by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a 28-7 score here because I like Louisville, and I know we bragged them up a little bit, but Miami's a different beast. I think they're focused. I know they had an extra week to prepare for this game. Can we keep us focused? This is a very good team. They're battle-tested coming in this game. I like this game. I think Miami's going to win it. They're not going to get the over, but they're going to win it.
I've got Miami winning, basically by the same thing like a 38-17 type win. I think Louisville will keep it kind of interesting early, but Miami's just a better team, better athletes. Miami will cover.
Yes. All right, so let's move on to the second game that we wanted to talk about here is going to be Ole Miss and Georgia. This is a crucial matchup in this conference right here. How do you see these two teams playing out here?
This is a game I don't even know where to go with because I didn't think much of either of these two teams, and they've come out and proven me very much wrong. But here's what I have kind of sifted through in this season. I believe Georgia's the better team. Ole Miss has played well. Ole Miss is capable of beating Georgia. I believe Georgia will get the job done. I'm going with Georgia to win it outright. What do you think?
All right, so right now the over/under is 6.5 for the spread. The line opened up at 6.5. Georgia's favored in this game, even though they're the lower seeded team, and Ole Miss is still undefeated here. They have favored Georgia because they are at home here. Ole Miss found a quarterback here.
Yes,
Trinidad Chambliss.
Yes.
Who's come in and playing very well. And you got Gunnar Stockton on the other side, who's a manageable and a capable quarterback here. I really like him. Ole Miss has got Lacey as a running back who's very good. Ole Miss, I like this team here, but I got to go with Georgia in this game here. I like Georgia at that 6.5 spread here. I got Georgia beating them by 10. I got a 35. I'm going to go 24 because I'm not going to see a 25 score, but I got them beating them by 11. Then we'll go. I think Georgia runs this game here. Ole Miss is good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make it a game here, but I think down the road, these last couple games here, Georgia just is able to kind of get their studs and take over the game and then pull away at the end.
I'm with you on this. This was a game that I thought at the beginning of the year, even though I didn't like either of them, that I thought Georgia would win anyway. I think Georgia takes this game 28-13.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to the next game here that we decided was impactful game, and obviously it is, and we're going to stay in this SEC, is Tennessee and Alabama. Alabama right now is favored by 8.5. But we like Tennessee.
Yeah.
Joey Aguilar has showed up and has been a wonderful addition to this team here. How do you see this game?
This is going to be good stuff. That's what I see. And Tennessee is a far better team than we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year. And Alabama somehow, after getting beat by Florida State, has gained focus. That's a dangerous thing. Man, this game I think, is going to be exciting. I'm going with Alabama in this game. I'm going with Alabama winning this game 28-24.
Yeah. Alabama's like I said, is spot at 8.5, 7.5. This is Sunday as we're going over these games here. Like you said, I'm totally in line with you as far as this. I like Alabama. Ty Simpson is a difference maker in this game. We like Joey Aguilar, but I like Ty Simpson a lot better. Alabama is awake now, focused as you put it.
Yeah.
This defense is strong, very good. I think they're going to shut down Tennessee. I got them winning this game. I got about a 35-21 here. I got kind of a blowout in a sense. I just think I'm really high in Alabama.
There's nothing wrong with that, and it could turn into that. I just think Tennessee's good enough to keep this game close.
Yep. All right, another game here is we like Notre Dame and USC here. Notre Dame right now has a line of 7.5 favorites here. What do you think on this game here?
Boy, this is a tough one to call. We know Notre Dame is a very good football team. Okay, their 2 losses even indicate that. Close loss to Miami, close loss to A&M, and if you weren't paying attention, both those teams are top 4. USC is a little bit of an unknown, but I think they came out. We've discussed that by blasting Michigan.
Yeah,
I'm taking USC. I'm taking USC to win this game by a 28-27 late score in the game win. Notre Dame's been getting the better of this. I think USC stops it this year.
Yeah, over under 61.5. So this is they think is a high scoring game here. 7.5 Notre Dame's favorite. It is in Notre Dame, at Notre Dame. This to me is the must-win game for both of these teams to make a playoff run. If you lose, you're out, is kind of the sweepstakes I see in this game being played right here. I like USC. I like USC in this game. This is an upset here as far as the line is showing here.
Sure.
I see this being a very close game here. I see USC winning this game, but I see them barely winning this game here. I'm along with the over under. I'm a high scoring game here. I got 38-31, and I think USC is going to throw the ball all around on Notre Dame here. And Notre Dame's going to fight to stay in this game here, but I think USC's going to win this game.
Yeah, I do too, but I think the game is much more important than Notre Dame. They don't want to fall to 3 losses without being in a conference.
For sure.
USC, while 2 losses would hurt them, they'd only have 1 loss in the Big Ten, so they could rebound as far as the Big Ten goes.
Yeah.
But yes, it is pretty much you need to win this game for your playoff hopes.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head there.
Yep. Last game that we're going to predict here is Texas Tech and Arizona State. Texas Tech's favored by 10.5 here, rolling into the beginning of the season. we kind of had high hopes for Arizona with
Yeah,
all
we
the
did.
returning kids,
Yeah.
Sam Leavitt. This is the same team basically from last year. But Texas Tech was the other team we picked out in the Big 12 as being the other half of this Big 12 championship game here. This is a do or die game, I think, for Arizona State. They have to win this game. Texas Tech is in the driver's seat right now. 10.5 line here is a huge line. How do you see this game?
What a crazy year, huh? A lot of teams that we were high on, a lot of people were high on. What is going on? Arizona State, a good football team, great players coming back. You play an okay Utah team is what I thought, and you got blasted, right? Well, it kind of gives you the thought, well, no, it don't. Texas Tech is going to beat them. I don't know how bad. I'm going with Texas Tech ending Arizona State's chances of making the playoffs. I'm going to say it's going to be like 31-10. I think Texas Tech is just for real.
Yeah. That's a very big spot right there. 10.5, very big spread.
Well, here's my thinking. I didn't think Utah was very good, and they beat Arizona State 42-10.
Yeah.
Arizona State's lost to Mississippi State, which I think Mississippi State's a nice team.
A better team, yeah.
But neither one of them are Texas Tech. Texas Tech has clobbered Utah. You can't always go by that.
Sure.
Texas Tech is that good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Arizona State's terrible. I think Texas Tech's that good, folks.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm a Texas Tech bandwagoner here.
Yeah.
This is a team I want to see make it in the playoffs here. Like this team, I'm going to stay on this wagon. I'm not jumping off. 10.5 is a big spot, but
It is.
I think they win by 2 touchdowns. You know, score wise would be what, 38?
24.
38-24 is your 2 touchdowns, which that's given Arizona State, some hanging in, but just they're not there. They, like you said, they got
Something's
smashed.
Off. Something's off.
They're not playing like they did last year. I really like Texas Tech's defense, who's been able to play when they needed to. Offense is another team. They're very consistent on both sides of the ball. Offense, defense, they can do what they need to do to win. This is another hurdle they're going to jump over, and they're going to win by, like you said, 2 touchdowns. I agree. But that's going to do it for our game picks this week. Let us know what you like. Like I said, this is Sunday as for. There could be some changes in the line going up and down here, but let us know what you like or a game you choose. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week with our game predictions.
Peace.
Peace.